By buying green onions just once, you can enjoy them for up to half a year while keeping them fresh. Even though green onions are as expensive as gold, you can still enjoy them for half a year. Recently, the price of green onions has skyrocketed, with some places even more expensive than meat. Shocking, right? That's why today, Tracy will share with you a way to keep green onions fresh for up to half a year, without wilting or spoiling, and it's incredibly cost-effective. Just a few simple steps, and you'll always have fresh green onions ready in your kitchen without needing to run to the market every day. Let's get started while green onions are still cheap and fresh. Green onions are a staple ingredient in everyday home cooking. Just a little sprinkle while cooking can make your dish smell more fragrant and inviting. But the trouble is, many times we don't use them all at once, and after just 2 or 3 days, they turn yellow and wilted, and we end up throwing them out. It's like tossing money straight into the trash. So today, since Tracy just bought a fresh bunch of green onions, let's learn together how to save money with a few clever green onion storage tips. Method 1. Storing green onions in water, staying fresh and green for a month without wilting. First, we'll choose the freshest green onions. Then, gently remove any yellowing leaves, damaged, or soft roots, as these parts can spoil the entire bunch during storage. Wash the green onions and let them dry. Next, prepare a plastic bottle or a wide-mouth plastic container. If you have a lot of green onions, you can use a large cooking oil bottle, as long as it's thoroughly washed with dish soap to remove any oil residue. This step is very important to prevent bacteria from developing and causing the roots to rot. Cut off the top of the bottle so the green onions can stand upright, and then pour a little water into the bottom, just enough to cover the roots. Add a pinch of white sugar, not too much. About the size of a coffee spoon is enough. The sugar helps the roots absorb water better and keeps them fresh longer. Place the green onions in the bottle standing upright, like a bouquet of flowers, ensuring the roots are submerged in water while the leaves stay above the water. If the leaves get submerged, the onions will easily rot and wilt. Place the bottle in a spot with indirect sunlight, like a windowsill or a kitchen table near a window. Every 3 to 4 days, change the water and rinse the roots gently if you notice any slimy substance. This helps maintain the right humidity for the green onions and prevents wilting, keeping them fresh longer and preserving their nutrients. You'll notice that the onions will not only stay fresh, but will remain vibrant and even continue to grow slightly as the roots absorb water. When you need some, simply snip off a little at a time, and the remaining onions will still stand upright in the water, fresh like you just bought them. Method 2. Replanting the green onion roots. In addition to the water method, you can also replant the green onion roots to let them grow stronger and last longer. First, prepare a small pot or raised bed with good drainage. Place the cut roots into the soil, ensuring that the roots are buried and the leaves are sticking up above the soil. Make sure the soil stays moist, but not overly wet. To let the onions grow healthy, plant them in a place with moderate sunlight, avoiding direct sun exposure for too long, as this can cause the leaves to wilt. Occasionally, you can spray organic fertilizer to provide nutrients for the plant. The onions will grow quickly, and you can harvest fresh leaves in about 20 to 30 days. This method helps you grow a natural green onion plant, which is not only cost-effective, but also safe for your health. Give it a try, and you'll never have to worry about your onions spoiling or wilting again. Method 3. To store green onions is to use plastic wrap and keep them in the refrigerator. This is a simple yet effective method to help keep your green onions fresh for a long time. First, you need to clean the onions with a little baking soda. Take a large bowl, fill it with water, and add a bit of baking soda. Stir gently to dissolve the baking soda. Then slowly place the green onions in the bowl, making sure they are fully soaked in the water. Nowadays, some stores want their green onions to look fresh and beautiful, so they spray pesticides and Bordeaux solution on them. This solution helps prevent mold-related diseases in plants. But if used repeatedly, this substance can absorb into the onions, and when consumed over time, it may cause diarrhea, vomiting, or even poisoning. So please remember to wash thoroughly before using or storing for later. After soaking for about 8 to 10 minutes, gently clean off any dirt at the root area, then rinse again with clean water. Once the green onions are washed, use a paper towel or soft cloth to dry them. This step is very important because if the onions remain moist, they can spoil or grow mold in the cold environment of the refrigerator. After drying, you can cut the onions into small sections if needed, or keep them whole depending on how you plan to use them. Next, use plastic wrap to wrap the onions tightly, making sure no air gets inside. This helps protect the onions from bacteria and keeps them fresh longer. Wrapping them tightly also prevents wilting or spoilage and helps them stay crisp and green. After wrapping, place the onions in the refrigerator's crisper drawer or a cool, dry section with a stable temperature. This will prevent the onions from being affected by excessive heat or moisture, keeping them fresh and cool. To preserve them better, you should check periodically for any signs of spoilage. If needed, replace the plastic wrap to protect the onions from bacteria and maintain freshness. With this method, green onions can stay fresh in the fridge for several weeks to a month without going bad, helping you save money and avoid frequent trips to buy more. Method 4. To store green onions long-term is to pre-cut them and keep them in the freezer. Next is a great method for those who always want green onions available at home. To do this, start by washing the green onions to remove dirt and debris. Then cut the onions into small segments or whatever length suits your future cooking needs. Pre-cutting helps save time when preparing meals and also preserves the freshness and flavor of the onions. You know, green onions help stimulate digestion, so if you often experience bloating or indigestion, try adding green onions to your diet. They help soothe the stomach, promote digestion, and reduce discomfort. After cutting, dry the onions with a paper towel or soft cloth to remove excess moisture. This prevents the onions from clumping or sticking when frozen. Drying also helps the onions retain their nutrients and original flavor when used. Next, place the chopped green onions into a clean, dry glass jar. Then seal the lid tightly to prevent air from getting in. Since green onions have a strong smell, if not sealed properly, the odor can spread to other foods in the fridge, creating unpleasant smells and affecting the natural taste of other dishes. Using a jar with a screw-on or tight-fitting lid will help preserve the fresh aroma of the onions without affecting surrounding foods. Storing green onions in the freezer helps maintain their flavor and freshness for a long time, from a few months up to 6 months, without spoiling. See? I take the onions out and they still keep their color and freshness just like when I bought them. Now when using, you simply take them from the freezer and use them directly without needing to thaw, which saves prep time while keeping your dishes flavorful and high quality. The simple yet effective green onion storage methods above will help you always have fresh scallions in your kitchen without the hassle of constant shopping. Whether it's soaking in water, regrowing from roots, or freezing for later, each method has its own advantage, helping you save time and money while preserving the fresh flavor of green onions. More importantly, knowing how to store green onions properly not only helps you save, but also allows you to create delicious, nutritious meals without worrying about the quality of your ingredients. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to leave a comment and let me know. And be sure to like and subscribe to the Tracy Tips channel so you won't miss the next videos filled with more practical household hacks. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel.